What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Y'all know what it is. We back on the boxing grind, man. On top tonight off with a boxing video talking about fanboys. This ain't even no particular subject, man. We talking about fanboys, dog. Fanboys that come on here and fight tooth and nail for fighters like, you know, like that's family, like that's blood, like that's kin. Like they'll take a bullet for these guys. And at the end of the day, dog, if you a fanboy, man, this is definitely not the channel for you, dog, at all. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially that Terence Crawford, IMO, in my opinion, type of person, dog. Not the channel for you, bro. If you can't take the constructive criticism that I'm dishing out, every fighter gets it. When a fighter if they wrong or say something wrong or do something wrong, at the end of the day, I don't care how much I'm feeling that fighter or how much I'm riding with him or whatever. I'm not rationalizing the bullshit, dog. That's just what it is, man. You know, I am not a fanboy channel. I'm a channel that's a realist, that's gonna be equal opportunist, and you know, I just can't fall into the fanboy category, bro. If people say, "Oh, you favor the Charlos, you this and that," I give them the same constructive criticism as I get Golovkin, as I get Canelo Alvarez, the same shit, just real 100 shit, and that's what this channel built on. You know, real 100 shit, no fanboy shit. I don't favor one particular fighter or one race more than another. Not at all. You know, I'm just consistent on calling people out on their BS. And I give praise where praise is due. You know? But at the end of the day, people want to pick and choose their battles, man. And a lot of these guys out here willing to take a bullet for these guys who don't even give a shit about you. You know, and at some point, you with all these athletes and all these GMs and managers in sports and whatever it may be, you know, you with all these guys doing burner accounts, you know, you be thinking like sometimes like these fighters got burner accounts and they be fighting for themselves so hard. And that could be a possibility of them trying to defend their name under fake accounts, man. But the way some of you guys be going super hard for guys, I be like, bro, it's not even that deep. It's not that deep, bro, at all. And, you know, what else, I mean, what else can you pretty much say about the situation about, you know, these dudes? You know, you say something like, you know, he need to do this, he do that. You know, oh, no, he, you know, this and that. Like, bro, it ain't even that important for you to go ahead and write a whole chapter to a book, you know, about you know, something I spoke on. It's not that deep, bro. And if you got that much to say, I would love to have you come on. And if you're a reasonable, rational person, then we could just go one-on-one in an interview and debate. You know, but if you on some nut shit, absolutely not. And then again, it's like today when I talked about Terence Crawford. You know, a lot of people got in their feelings about that, saying that he was born. You know, he is born outside the ring. He don't hustle to put his name out there. He don't put the work in that he needs to put in, or that Adrian Broner puts in, or even what Earl Spence starting to do now, and starting to give guys interviews and open up his personality and let people kind of see what he wants them to see. He don't do that. As lazy as his promotion is with Top Rank, is as lazy as his hustle is outside the ring. And that's factual. I didn't say any lie. You know, do you see Terence Crawford in between fights doing stuff other than going to the College Football World Series or basketball, football championship, whatever you want to call it, All-Star game? You see Terence Crawford out here giving interviews like Bo Mack giving interviews to everybody and coming out here and putting his name out there and trying to trademark, you know, his name in the sports world? Absolutely not. You know, so he can't complain with ESPN, or he can't complain about Bob Arum, because can't nobody put the work in that you can put for yourself. Because if you ain't out here, you know, putting the work in, you know, doing interviews, putting your name out here, you know, rubbing shoulders, trying to just do the little stuff, do the little interviews with the small guys, or try to get Dan Rayfield to give you an interview, or try to get on the fight game with Jim Lampley. Or you know, do something different in between fights. In between fights, you don't hear about Terence Crawford other than, you know, the small stuff. You know, people, oh, you ain't got to do that, man. He let his hands do the talking. He let his hands do, I mean, Andre Ward, you know, Andre Ward did the same thing. And yeah, Andre Ward left a lot on the table. He left a lot to be desired in his career. You know, like Chavez Sr. said, I really don't want to see him as an all-time great. And it's not that because he wasn't an all-time great skills person, you know, that he didn't have the skills to pay the bills. That wasn't the issue with it. The issue is he had no impact on boxing as a hallmark, as a chapter in boxing, he didn't stick out like a sore thumb in boxing. You know, people gonna remember Floyd, Pacquiao, Marquez, Cotto in that era, and he's just gonna be an afterthought. And as Terence Crawford, yeah, he can go on to beat Errol Spence. He go on to dominate the 147 division, you know. But at the end of the day, what would he be remembered as far as for casual fans? That's the impact you want to have on casual fans. You want to be on a first name basis. You want to be synonymous with boxing. You want to be synonymous with those casual fans. When they say boxing, they want to think Terence Crawford. When they think boxing now, a lot of casual fans think Canelo Alvarez. They still think Floyd Mayweather. They still think Manny Pacquiao. That's how they think, you know. And but for Pacquiao, by going in war and going through the trenches, you know, he came out victorious. He came out popular by doing something that people had never seen before. And that's a guy to move up, 6 weight classes, 6, 7 weight classes and do what he had to do. And people say, oh, man, you know, he beat all these Mexicans up. You know, then he moved up this many weight. I mean, he's extraordinary. We never seen that before. That's how he built his popularity. He was exciting. He did something that was abnormal. Floyd, you know, he was doing crazy shit as well, too. You know, he's beating down guys from Top Rank and doing this and that. But his mouthpiece is what won him over. You know, him putting in the position to be the guy that people hated. You know, and people think when you say, well, Terence Crawford needs to get out there and be more proactive in his approach and in the market, it don't mean he got to change his personality. Look what Errol Spence did. He started doing more interviews. He started talking a little bit more greasy. It wasn't disrespectful. You know, saying, I'm going to clean up my side of the street and I'm going to go over there and whoop on Terence Crawford. It's simple, plain and simple as that. You know, he started to be an advocate for the other boxers, saying he felt like Gervonta Tank Davis is going to whoop on Lomachenko. Just small things like that, man. Just small interviews that count, you know. But at the end of the day, people won't understand it, man. Like I say, fanboys will ride till the wheels fall off, man. They act like that's family. They die for these fighters, and these same fighters that won't even look to give you an autograph sometime, man. You know, and at the end of the day, you gotta you gotta be able to accept constructive criticism. You know, and people say, well, you know, how can the fan give constructive criticism? Easy as fuck. Fans get constructive criticism all the time. And anybody that plays sports, you get your deepest criticism from your parents. You know, especially your pops. You know, if you have one around. Pops probably never played football in his life, but he know the game. You got Virgil Hunter who ain't never threw a punch in his life, but he know the game. You got guys who never played professional football, professional basketball, but they know the game. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, you can't do that. You know what I mean? A lot of these trainers ain't qualified no way, man. Look how some of these fighters fight, man. You know, you hear it a lot. Some of these trainers is not qualified to be in these guys' corners. Some of the advice you hear, some of the basic fundamentals that be dropping off that these guys don't have. Anybody can be called a trainer. You know, anybody can go get a certificate. I don't know what they get to be a boxing coach or a trainer, but it's dropping off. It's dropping off. And these guys that's training is more fans than the motherfucking fans themselves. But at the end of the day, you know, you talk about this fanboy shit, man. Stop being attached to these fighters, man. Understand he from your hometown, this and that, and you feel like he can't do no wrong. Don't turn around and be like, well, fighter A, you know, he did this, and then your fighter do what fighter A did, but you trying to defend it, you trying to rationalize it. Absolutely not. You can't rationalize the bullshit. And fans do that shit all the time. You know, all the time they rationalize the BS. You talk about Errol Spence not taking the WBC vital drug testing. But same people gave Manny Pacquiao a pass for ducking blood and urine tests versus Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather for 3 years. You know? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Canelo Alvarez is innocent. He did this and that. You know, but they want to indict guys like Errol Spence or Evander Holyfield did this, but there was no proven facts. Or Floyd Mayweather took this. Where's the facts? Where's the concrete evidence? Not an opinionated article with nobody with real sources or credible sources. You know what I'm saying? You can't have it your way. You know, you can't have it your way like that. And then you touch somebody's soul, you touch somebody's heart, speaking on the truth, and they can't handle it. Or you hate as soon as you tell the truth. It's not hate if it's the truth and it's provided by facts. It's not hate. It's facts, and if you can't swallow it, guess what? This ain't the channel for you, homie. Plain and simple. I don't want nobody to ever unsubscribe to me to subscribe back, bro. If you got in your feelings that much, don't resubscribe to me, man. You know, if I hurt your feelings, don't resubscribe me. Not even directly I hurt your feelings. If I indirectly hurt your feelings by talking about your favorite fighter and calling them out, don't subscribe back, bro. You know, don't subscribe back. I don't want the racist motherfucker. I don't want the fanboy. I don't want fanboys following me. I want y'all to think for yourself. I don't want to, make your ultimate decision. You say, because the boxing clinic, CJ Goodfellas said it got to be biblical. You got guys out there that got dumbass fan followers like that can't think for themselves. I want you brothers and sisters to think for yourselves. No, just use me as a reference point and say, okay, man, you know what? I think this gonna happen. Let me listen to what the boxing clinic got to say. And then, if I make a good point that you didn't think, oh yeah, I agree with that, man. I'm gonna go ride with that. But you know what? I think he wrong. At the end of the day, ain't nobody perfect in this shit, dog. That's why you don't see a lot of dudes do real prediction videos no more. Because they can't stomach the backlash to come back with getting it wrong. For me, if I get it wrong, who gives a fuck? It happens. It really does happen all the time. Nobody 100%, 10 for 10, 100 for 100 in this boxing shit, man. But I can provide you as a reference. I don't want to be anything biblical. I don't want to be your ultimate reference point. I want you to think for yourself and hear what I'm saying, man. Because I don't kick out no false propaganda. Ain't no clickbait here. Everything I give you guys I'll tell you it's a rumor, or I tell you I source it, or I tell you it's a POV, and that's my point of view. That's my opinion supported by facts. And that's real, man. And that's why a lot of you dudes come here, man, because y'all get that real shit. I ain't trying to be preachy to motherfuckers. I ain't trying to be, too flamboyant. I ain't trying to be too engaging. I'm trying to be pretty much down the middle where I give you a little bit of everything. I ain't trying to, put my spin on it. I don't got no relationship with none of these fighters for real, with none of them for real. I like who I like, but like I said, I rarely reveal who my favorite fighter was or is at the same time. I rarely reveal how I feel about certain fighters. I'm not joint and attached to these guys at the hip or at the brain, at all. I like who I like, but at the end of the day, if I feel they do some fugazi BS, I'm gonna go ahead and call them out on it. And a lot of y'all guys be ready to take a bullet for these guys like Steven from Django, man. Y'all be ready to take a bullet for these guys, and these guys don't give a shit about you most of the time, man. I'm just calling it how I call it, man. If you can't stomach it, bro, just get on and don't come back. If you can't stomach the ridicule, you can't take the constructive criticism of your favorite fighter. I mean, I'm pretty sure in life you can't handle constructive criticism all the time. But that's part of the game. You take it and get better. And I'm just speaking my truth, and I'm not going to, put no false propaganda out there. If I'm wrong, I come back and say it. But y'all know what it is. It's TBC and more. Probably the last video for the night. Y'all know what it is. We gone.